Let's kick it off with the greetings of peace, the greetings of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to hashtag LNT, episode 44 of the general LNT show, but to be specific, episode 14 of the special Ramadan series with your special man, Ahmed Ali, coming to you live in the holy city of Karbala. The weather today was actually nice. We're closer to summer in Iraq. As you know, it's like the summer in the Bahamas. You know, it's beautiful. 60 degrees outside. Very beautiful. But now for those who know me, they know I love daring topics. Topics where whenever discussed, when the viewers see it discussed on TVs, he or she opens their mouth to come and participate. But tonight's topic is going to let the married couple sleep with their backs to each other. Or the man is going to end up confessing everything he has by the morning, by suhoor, and then going to sleep with their backs turned to each other. But I'll keep you thinking, because I'm not going to say what the topic is. But let's go and check out what's trending when we're back very short to talk about tonight's topic, because I know you guys are loving it. Okay, once again, we do welcome everyone for joining us tonight. Now, the Belgian authorities are investigating the kill of 2 policewomen and a pass buyer in the eastern city of Liège, or Liège, on Tuesday as a terror attack happened. And it's very sad to see what the outcomes of that or what happened in that. But the country prosecutor said that on Tuesday, 10:30 a.m., an assailant stabbed 2 policewomen, taking their service guns and shooting a random car just parked on the side of the street, fatally injuring the driver in there. The guy also went into high school after that, and he shot a couple of policemen, took a woman hostage. At the end, he was shot. But our hearts are with those, especially with the policewomen and with whoever got injured and got killed in that incident. But this next item for you guys is very interesting, because honestly, it's very nice. French President Emmanuel Macron met Monday with the migrants from Mali, lauded as a hero for saving or for climbing a building apartment and trying to rescue a 4-year-old. Do we have a video for that or no? Let's watch the video. This guy, the people are naming him Spider-Man. Spider-Man. This guy is from Mali, but what's nice, when the president met him on Monday, he offered him a citizenship, so he's legally able to stay in France. And what's nicer, he offered him a job as a firefighter, which is crazy. At the end of the day, doing the right thing actually pays off. In that case, when you're climbing a building, you might get a firefighting job. But anyways, let's go and jump into tonight's topic, because I know everyone is thirsty to listen to what I'm going to say. So let's go and do that. Now, let's start off tonight's topic with a very deep breath. So join me, guys. I'm going to take a deep breath. So, do we need to take another? Let's take another deep breath. Oh, you're gonna need it later on, because I'm gonna need it as well, because my number one is also watching tonight's topic. But let's just man up and say it. Tonight is a very special episode. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the good old Mutah. That's what we're talking about. There you go. We're talking about the Mutah tonight. I know a lot of people have been asking, sending us messages and sending the Maulana's message as well. When are you going to talk about mut'ah on the pulpit? Well, hashtag LNT chose to talk about that tonight. Now, a few questions that we have to go through. What is mut'ah? How was it initiated? Why is it allowed? What are the requirements of a mut'ah marriage? Is it mandatory, recommended, not recommended, or forbidden? You guys ready? I hope you guys hugged your wife for the last time for tonight, because you're gonna end up confessing. If you're smiling throughout the show, if you're married, smiling throughout the show, nodding your head to whatever I say, then you're confessing by suhoor. But tonight, the question for you guys, very easy, very simple. 2 answers. In 3, 2, 1. Mut'ah, yes or maybe? There's no answer. There's absolutely no answer in this. So and we'll let you know why, because you're about to go in for a treat. But what you can do is pick up your phone, open WhatsApp, down the number shown right there, +964 774 067 1836. You can give us a call. You can send us a voice message. You can send us a text message at that same number via WhatsApp. You can also go on our live Facebook broadcast. We are live on Facebook at IMAM HUSSEIN TV. You can check us out right there. We are live on there. So go give that thumbs up, go share, like, and comment, because those who do comment, those who send us a text message, voice message, or call us during the live show, the names will place in this fishbowl right here for a chance to win a free trip to Karbala, exclusive on our house, along with other giveaways. But let's take a very short break and come back to talk about this very, very interesting topic, mut'ah. Now, I know the guys are getting sweaty. I'm getting sweaty a little bit as well. You probably can see yeah, anyways, but let's jump in right away and answer the first question. What is mut'ah? Simple question. What is mut'ah? Now, mut'ah is an Arabic word meaning enjoyment, and it is enjoyment. You know, you are enjoying it, but it's a private and verbal temporary marriage contract practiced in which the duration of the marriage and the dowry are agreed upon from the beginning, or specified from the beginning, or agreed in advance. Now, it's similar to permanent marriage, but this is temporary. The Sunnis also have this kind of temporary marriage within their school of thought. It's called the misyar. So later on, it's very similar to mut'ah. So later on, we'll get to share the similarities, but switch back to this camera. Now, the second question for you guys tonight, why is it allowed? Now, let's just be real for a second. We all know that masturbation in Islam is 100% haram. 100% haram. But if you're on for a business trip and, you know, your habibti, your loved one, your wifey, your number one, number two maybe, is not with you, then your level of ... goes up. Testosterone. It goes up. What do you do in that case? Masturbation? Nope. Haram. Adultery? Nope. Haram. The only solution? Mut'ah? Yes, because that's the only solution. And if you can, you know, control yourself and control your hormones, that's fine as well, because it's great. But if you can't, that's the only solution for you. Now, a lot of people might try to confuse this idea of mut'ah with adultery, which is not, because you're putting out the rules and laws from mut'ah. Let's focus on some rules and laws. It's not like a guy goes up to a girl, a beautiful girl, says, hey, let's go into mut'ah. No, 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 no. There are rules and regulations and laws in order to have that marriage, which brings us to the second question. What are the requirements for mut'ah? M-U-T-A, and that's your question for tonight. Mut'ah, yes or maybe? You can let us know by dial the number shown below via WhatsApp, +964 774 067 1836, and you can let us know by voice message. And guys, don't be shy. Girls, also don't be shy. Let us know what you think, because if you think no, also let us know why, because you know we're trying to find out. But Once again, we don't mind for calling in, but the requirements of mut'ah. Now, the woman that you're trying to get temporarily married to cannot be married, cannot have a boyfriend. So in other words, she cannot be committed to another man. She must be Muslim or belonging to Ahl Kitab, meaning belonging to the other Abrahamic faiths. And she has to be chaste, meaning she cannot be addicted to fornication, also known as she cannot be a prostitute. And she can't be a young virgin individual, and if she does happen to be, then you have to get the consent of her father or her guardian, similar as to the permanent marriage, except this is temporary. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in chapter 4, verse 23, He gives us a list of those women who are forbidden for us men. He says, forbidden to you are your mothers, daughters, your sisters, your paternal aunts, your maternal aunts, your brother's daughters, your sister's daughters, and your mothers that have breastfed you, and your foster sisters, and the mothers of your wives, and your stepdaughters who you are in guardianship, who are under your guardianship, born of the wives of those who you have gone in. But if you have not gone in them, there is no blame on you in marrying them. And the wives of your sons who are of your own loins. So basically, these are the women that are forbidden for us to be either permanently marriage or for temporary marriage, aka mut'ah. Now there's another verse, the 24th verse, verse 23, verse 24 of the same chapter tells us and adds another category of those who cannot, we men cannot get married to in mut'ah. Women that are married, you cannot marry them, except for those your right hand possesses. So ownership, aka slaves. And nowadays, I don't know if this is applicable. If it is, this is the law for it. But married women you cannot do mut'ah with. But other than that, later on in the same verse 24, chapter 4, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, lawful for you is whatever beyond all of that. So whatever is forbidden within these are forbidden, but anything beyond that is okay for you. So, meaning divorcees, widows, independent women who is not dependent on her parents anymore, who has her own income, has her own house or apartment, has her own car, has her own everything. She's not dependent on her parents anymore or on her guardianship. So, those are the ones that you can get married to, as the ones I just mentioned. Now, you can get married to in mut'ah, but the ones before that in the verses, we can't. But now, when we agree to do mut'ah, you know, the dowry and the duration has already been agreed upon earlier on in advance, but the woman says the following: زوجتك نفسي في المدة المعلومة المهر المعلوم. Don't ask why I have that memorized on the back of my heart, but you know, we're not trying to get into situations tonight. But the man says قبلت, meaning I accepted that. So after that sentence, that wife or that girl becomes your wife for that duration. So whoever repeated after me, whatever I said earlier, that means we're married. So we got to, you know, we got to break that. No, I'm kidding. But now, at the end of the contract, the marriage has ended. You can renew before the duration ends, or if you want to, you know, end it, it ends as the duration ends. But the wife undergoes something called iddah. But before we get to talk about this concept, let's take this phone call that we have just received from Hussein from Canada. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to #GalNT. And tonight's topic is about mut'ah. Yes or maybe? What do you have to say about mut'ah?
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Ahmed? Are you good?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I am fine. Hope you're fine as well. You have to be fine.
I think about mut'ah is good for single guys and single girls. It's a good, mut'ah is good for guys, the single guys.
Yeah, but it's not only meant for single guys though. Yeah, married guys can also do it, but that's just bad. Don't do it. Are you single, Hussein? Or he hung up? Is it? I want to. All right. He hung up right after I asked him that question. Uh, but you know, we'll write his name down. But I just need a pen. Let one of the guys grab me a pen real quick until we get to talk about it. Now, a lot of people when they going back to what we were talking about before that break. So this Hussein from Canada was saying that mut'a is good for single guys and single widows. Okay, that's it's not only for single guys that you can do that. But before that call, we were talking about something called the concept called the iddah, and that comes after when the duration of that temporary marriage ends. Even within permanent marriage, this also exists as well. Now, what does iddah mean? Iddah means the period of abstinence, meaning that the woman has to abstain from any sort of intercourse, sexual intercourse. Why? The purpose of iddah is to figure out, if the woman does get pregnant, to figure out who that father was. And that's very important within the religion of Islam. And this is one of the conditions of remarrying after a mut'a marriage has just ended. So this is a very major concept that the guys and the girls have to focus on, is the iddah, just to make sure nothing happened. But let's go and ask the expert who has joined us for tonight once again, Sayyid Hussein Al-Qazwini. Let's check out what he says about mut'a.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. So the question is mut'a, yes or maybe? The Quran is very clear. It's a yes. فَمَا اسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ فَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ. This was a verse revealed upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, implemented during the days of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and during the days of Abu Bakr, and the practice continued until the days of Umar ibn al-Khattab, who banned the practice of mut'a. The Quran is very clear. فَمَا اسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنْ. If you benefit from them, if you enjoy their presence, so to speak, then pay them their dowry. فَمَا اسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ فَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ. Pay their dowry. And both schools of thought, Sunni and Shi'i schools of thought, they both agree that this verse was revealed regarding temporary marriage or zawaj al-mut'a, which is like permanent marriage, except permanent marriage ends with divorce, and temporary marriage has no divorce. It has a time limit. The couple can set a time limit. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 10 years, and it ends that way. It's a respectful marriage. The wife has her full rights with minor differences. Now, if we ask, is it halal or haram? Definitely halal. And the Quran is very clear. Should it be practiced? That varies from person to person. If a person can get married and can get married permanently, start a family, and have children, then that person is not in need of temporary marriage. If a person does not have access to a permanent marriage, this person cannot afford getting married, or does not find the suitable person for a permanent marriage, then that person has the option of temporary marriage. So is it for everyone? Not necessarily. It varies from person to person. If a person can get married permanently, this person is not in need of having temporary marriage, although it is halal, but not everything that is halal is always the right choice or is appropriate. But if a person is not capable of permanent marriage, and if this person does not perform temporary marriage, he will fall into sin and commit a crime, then definitely there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him another option, and that is called temporary marriage. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi at-tahirin.
Thank you very much, Sayyid Hussein Al-Qazwini, for joining us tonight and clarifying some of the things about Mut'ah. But we just received a text message from Kadham from Denmark, okay? What does Kadham say? Mut'ah is not right because it can cause a bad outlook on the religion if misused or overused. Okay, thank you very much, Kadham from Denmark. You know, if your opinion was right, although we respect everyone's opinion, then we have a lot of laws that people need to follow. That's why it's not, as Iraqis say, siyah biyah. It's there's laws and regulations where a person has to follow. It's not something that, you know, you just go do it and that's it. Just like we'll get to talk about later on as misyar, where Shias are ridiculed for mut'ah. We'll talk about something else later on. But before Sayyid Hussein's part, Sayyid Hussein Al-Qazwini's part, we do thank him once again. We were talking about iddah. We mentioned how important it is when the duration of mut'ah, the temporary marriage, when that duration is done, a woman has to take that duration. But last but not least, to say and to carry on from what Sayyid Hussein mentioned, mut'ah, is it mandatory, recommended, is it not recommended, or is it forbidden? So we got to find out. Now, mut'ah is recommended, especially within Islam. Oh yeah, within Islam it is recommended, but it avoids the man and the woman to fall into haram, to fall into unlawful situations. So it's a completely halal solution for anyone that actually wants to, you know, as Sayyid Hussein mentioned, if a person is not able to get married permanently and he cannot find a way to satisfy himself or herself, then she is able to go, or he is able to go. Well, for the guy it's easier than the woman, but he is able to go and go down this road. But it is also recommended by the imams themselves. Now, one thing to keep in mind, but before we keep that one thing in mind, let's read this text message that we received from Zahra from the UK. She says, wow, this is the first time this topic is discussed publicly, and I appreciate your concern for the needs of the community. Thank you very much, Zahra from the UK, for letting us know. Guys, I still need a pen, so let one of the guys grab me a pen. All right. Don't worry, your names will be placed in the draw, and we'll place the participant's name in this bowl right here. But one thing to keep in mind about this topic, about the topic of mut'ah, it's not all about sex. You know, it's not all about that pleasure, about that sexual intercourse. It's not. It's not all about the bedroom. It's about sometimes it goes even further than that. It goes to a point where someone wants to keep the chastity and keep the dignity of a family. So, for example, if a family's father dies, if a woman's husband dies, the head of the household, if he dies, then if a person goes and marries that woman, that widow, mut'ah, he's actually doing the right thing. Why? Because he's not leaving that family unsustained. That family will be sustainable through that marriage. He doesn't have to go and you know, have sexual intercourse, but he's going to support her. And in order to support her, you know, you can support her without getting married, but it's a step further to actually have that action being incumbent upon that person, where now it's mandatory for you to go and support, which is a very big step for someone to take, especially in this situation. Now, another point that I would like to mention, and we think we have a few moments left, Another point that I would like to mention is the fact that our enemies, especially the Wahhabis, they throw this diss, which is the hardest diss they throw at us Shia, when they say sons of Mutah, abna al-Mutah. You know, bruh, I'll be straight up with you. I'd rather be Ibn al-Mut'a than Ibn Zina. But for me, I'm not, you know, hashtag just saying, not saying that we are. But if you're going to claim that, I'd rather be that than Ibn Zina, than the ones that hate Ali ibn Abi Talib. So, you know, we can agree to disagree. You know, Mut'a is something that is recommended within Islam, and it's a proper agreement between two parties, between the man and the woman. But you guys also have the misyar, so technically, you guys are the, you know, we're not trying to start dissing at the end of the episode, but you know, don't diss us, we won't diss you back. It's a lawful agreement between the man and the woman, so the offspring that comes from that is completely lawful. So don't try to diss something you don't have knowledge about. You know, coming from hashtag LNT, coming from the one and only Ahmed Ali, don't try to diss, bruh. Just trying to appreciate the religion. But for tonight, we're just trying to say for everyone, relax. And for the man, but we did just receive another message. Oh, okay, you're gonna send it to my phone? Okay. Okay, so technical difficulties. I'm gonna read the message out loud. Sister, this person doesn't want to disclose her name. Well, we just said her, but anyways, she says, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam has said, if Umar had not prohibited mut'ah, no one would have committed adultery except for the wicked people. If there are many people who live abroad for studies and see stuff that could misguide them, and they cannot enter into permanent marriage, mostly due to financial or family problems, mut'ah is the best solution to prevent them from falling into sin. Allah. All right. Few points that you mentioned, plus a hadith. That's pretty nice. So your name, inshallah, will be placed in the draw as well. I do apologize for not bringing the pen. I apologize on the behalf of the other people as well, the crew, for not bringing me a pen. You know, and honestly, I was getting a few messages, bro, we're too shy to call, you know, our wives are sitting next to us and this and this. Bro, it's all right. You're going to end up being confessed. You're going to start confessing by suhoor. Trust me when I say that. You're going to be confessing by suhoor about the stuff you've done earlier. The good old days. But that's it for tonight. You guys should go and relax and take this into consideration. Because if it's right, go ahead. No one's stopping you. Just follow the rules and keep your head right in the right direction, and enjoy life. Enjoy life. Enjoy Mut'ah. Thank you very much for joining us. It's Ahmed Ali coming to you live from the holy city of Karbala. Salamun alaikum and take care.